Welcome back. In this session, today we are going to discuss about the objectives of the labor welfare. I will discuss with you about the statutory, voluntary and the mutual benefits and how the classification on the basis of these in the labor welfare and what is your intramural, extramural, voluntary, statutory and so on. And on the completion of this session, you will be able to have the clarity of the labor welfare aspect and can easily apply in your organizations. Now, the objective of the labor welfare, the multiple objectives it has, basically the concern is to improve the lot of the workers, philosophy, humanitarian and what is now termed as the internal social responsibility, feeling of concern, of care by providing someone life basic amenities and beside that the basic pay and creating the sense of the loyalty. Now the classification of the labor welfare is statutory, voluntary and the mutual. And social welfare amenities, the social welfare amenities which are actually provided basically irrespective of the size of the establishment, that is for example your drinking water, right, urine place, right? So those which have provided the subject to the employment of the specific number of the people, creches for example, these are the part of the statutory welfare. So in case of certain amenities, there are where there is no minimum standards laid down in the sphere of housing, medical, recreation, transportation, education, right? So this is left to the discretion of the employer. If I talk about your intramural, okay, intramural is like, see, intramural. So intramural, the intramural labor welfare is that where this is your canteen, health, medical, factory act, all these are here. Health and medical facilities is that is ILO convention itself says that the 25 concerns sickness insurance and the medical facilities to be provided to an insured person. So where the healthy workforce is the utmost importance of the industry, ILO in the convention and recommendation laid the standards, so the need is to contribute in it. Okay, so even your factory act 1948 we had discussed in the previous YouTubes, in the previous sessions. You can note down from that, you can review from that. But in the bit where 250 or more workers are there the canteen is required. Where 30 or more women are there, crèche is required, means the women worker employed are there. And lunch rooms should be provided, right? Restrooms should be provided, shelters should be there, ambulance rooms in case of when 50 or more workers are there, in those cases those are required. So all these things we had read in the last sessions in a very great detail. More so, if I talk about your hygiene facilities and all that, so all those are in your intramural. Right now, if we talk about the extramural, which includes your education, which includes housing facility, which includes recreation, which includes your transportation. So if education is that whether the citizen or your means the worker, industrial worker is equal importance, either educated, not educated, the need is to provide the education, help him or her to provide the education by way of provision of night schools, okay, by way of the provision of the night schools, by way of provision of the adult education among the workers. So in the various ways the illiteracy can be recovered by way of the literacy way, right? And in this way we can provide them these facilities. Not only this, but also to their children, the funds to be raised and through the contribution from the employer and the worker, and this achievement can be done. Now is your housing facility, housing, recreation, transportation. So all these in the same way we are supposed to create the transport. So if the workshops are outside your city. If not only workshops, if your workplace is out of city, factory is out of city, so the need is to provide them the proper transportation, reduce their fatigue of the travel, let them develop the hardly otherwise they become hardly efficient. So reduce all these and reduce their operation task also, conveyance allowances and the bicycle allowance, all those allowances are required to be paid if you are not going to provide your own transportation facility. Then is your recreation facility. Recreation facility is somehow which is a good example of the progressive employer in the both private and the public is your HUL. So they are in this process of your HUL, your LIC, railway, all these are the examples of the recreation facilities. They are taking focus on the employees. Broadly speaking, if I say, they are fully utilizing the resources for their main resource, for their backbone, that is their manpower, that is their employee. Then is your recreation. This is basically your recreation. So they have spent a lot of expenditure, they have set up the clubs, so let them away from the bad habits. The many clubs for the subsidized holidays are also there. So all these things are provided to the labor as well as to the employees. Then we have the Employee State Insurance Act. This Employee State Insurance Act, where the minimum 10 or the more workers are there who contributed their amount for the period of 1st April to 30th September or 1st October to 31st March. Definitely the cash benefit they will get from the period of 1st Jan to 30th June or the 1st July to the 31st December. Rest various acts are there. We have the Workers' Compensation Act 1923. We have the Maternity Benefit Act 1961 and the Plantation Labor Act 1951. Let me briefly discuss with you about the Worker Compensation Act 1923. The Worker Compensation Act, where the employee is treated as a person or a member of the crew of the ship or an employed within the capacity of that schedule, or the person who is in the contract of the employment made before passing to the act. And in this Compensation Act, in this Worker Compensation Act 1923, the first social security legislation actually passed in 1923 to provide the employment injury compensation to the workmen, right? So the act amended in 2009 and then this act is renamed as the Employee Compensation Act, and here the compensation varies from 80,000 rupees to 1 lakh and till the total displacement of 90,000 to 1,40,000. Okay, so in this the decision is within the period of 3 months from the date of the reference. Okay, so slightly I did a brief of this act, and no doubt this compensation is eligibility is except for the occupational disease, where it is 6 months or within the 2 years of the termination in case employee whose salary or whose services had been terminated. So workmen sustain if the injury under the influence of any drug or drink that is not under this act. Then we have the Maternity Benefit Act. Again it is 1961 and again the older act, so which is applicable to the women in the factories and mines and the other establishments, now replaced with the Mine Act, and not applied to those who are covered under ESI. Okay, so administered by the factories incorporates inspectorates of the state governments in respect of the factories, and it allows for 12-week leave which can be taken before or after the childbirth, and she is paid at the rate of the average daily wage. And along with this she also get the medical bonus of 1,000 rupee, and if employer doesn't provide free prenatal or confinement or postnatal medical care at that moment, to avail these benefits she should complete the period of the service period of at least 160 days of service preceding the 12 months, and the scheme is based on the principle of employer liability. Another one is your Plantation Labor Act 1951. So definitely this act is basically applicable where at least 15 workers are there and who are involved in the tea, coffee, rubber, right, these plantation, and measuring of the 5 hectares. And if like in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, this act is applicable to cardamom also, plantation also. So all these benefits are paid entirely by the employer, including medical care for the families. So the benefits actually provided include the provision of drinking water, medical facility, canteen in case 150 workers or more workers are there, and whereas provided in case if you find 50 workmen, and especially though are the women, and the recreational facility, umbrella, blanket, raincoat, sickness for maternity, all those regulations are also implied and also confined in these act as well as for these employees. I hope you are able to understand and find out that what is this whole aspect of the social welfare. Thank you to all of you. If you like this session, please like and subscribe my session, and in the chat box please text me another topic if you like to discuss, if you like to understand. Thank you and good luck for your exams.